Hey guys, welcome to episode 4 of Loki's Review. If you like these, consider supporting us on Patreon. It allows us to do some of these extra TV series reviews. We got Bad Batch out mid-season. We're working on Superman and Lois. So hopefully you guys are enjoying some of this extra streaming content. Yeah, it's a lot to go through at one time. So anyways, Loki episode 4. Gosh, I forgot that we get Wednesdays, and I was just very excited to wake up and realize, oh, sweet, I got a Loki, because I've really been enjoying this series. It's really been living up to the hype that I set for it. And episode 4 basically is the big reveal episode. It is the episode where we get the most story points and story beats that kind of uncovers a ton, but at the same time leaves tons of room for possibilities. We have no idea how it's going to end. And then we get a very great, very super interesting stinger at the end of this episode. I was like, oh, shit, there's a stinger at the end of the TVs. These always get me. You know, movies, they try to do the mid-credits, but this one got me. So luckily I stuck towards the end, so stick towards the end for that. But anyways, I thought that this episode was another really good one. Like I said, it uncovers a ton. It's one of the best Disney MCU shows so far. I love the acting. I love all the dealing with Loki and Loki's deception and lies and stuff, and then yet through all that, he is able to form friendships, especially with Mobius. And then use these friendships to then overcome some of the conflicts that they're getting into in this particular episode, which, just went really well. And then we finally get to meet the timekeepers. I was thinking that I don't know why, because they were in animated form. I think we're probably never going to see them. But we see them. We get to see them. But they're not.
Use closed caption.
Yeah.
You were like, wait, what does he say?
Turn on the subtitles real quick, because we have no idea what 2 out of 3 of them were saying.
But we actually had to go back and rewatch it.
Oh, okay.
That made sense.
But ultimately, it was super interesting. So what did you guys think?
I thought this was a great episode. Didn't have a lot of action till the end, but still great setup. I loved the dialogue, the intrigue. It kept me just really hooked with what was going on, and towards the end, I got a little emotional, and it was amazing. I really did like this one.
Yeah, there's some really, really big moments.
Character depth.
Yeah.
And I can't wait for the next one. I'm like, give it to me now.
Yeah, there's only 2 more.
2 more.
I know.
They got to wrap everything. I think this episode was great, and it's weird because this is one that we just finished watching it, so you kind of have to mull it over a little bit.
Yep.
And this is undoubtedly an amazing episode. Is this my favorite episode? Maybe, but I kind of have to marinate on it a little bit. And I think what will follow.
I actually think maybe
Yeah, I think what will follow in the next couple episodes will really determine if this is the one, because it's real easy to put out a bunch of weird threads and what could happen, and tying them all back together is the hard part. But I've got faith that they're going to do it.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's jump into what happened in the actual episode. It opens up with a young Sylvie being taken by the timekeeper. So we get a little bit of her backstory. It's in Asgard, and her basically the TVA shows up, Renslayer leading them, grabs her, pulls her out, and destroys her timeline. So what the hell's going on here? So there were some theories around that this Loki variant Sylvie was tied to the TVA and maybe was born in the TVA or had been in the TVA for a long time and escaped. Not quite that, but similar in that the TVA started meddling in her life very early. She managed to escape from the TVA, and for years and years and years have been hiding in different apocalypse, wanting to get revenge and answers from the timekeepers. And she gets unfortunately, she doesn't get the answers she's looking for.
It's been so long, I forgot.
She was playing with toys, and it was like a heroes type story, though. She wasn't. It was almost like she was pretending to be the good guy. And can you imagine, maybe we don't know what her variant, why she's a variant, but can you imagine if she was a good guy Loki, and she was going to go down the path of being like a hero Loki instead of an asshole.
That would have been cool. Interesting. Yeah. So she, Renslayer, after she loses this little girl version of Sylvie, she like steps on her foot and runs away, but tricks her because she got her little unit and was able to escape. Renslayer has to visit the Timekeepers. This is the first time we kind of see them in the shadows with the glowing and steam, and it's like, oh, cool, you know, are they super all powerful and stuff? And we have to wait for that. But the TVA lets people know, or no, keep it on the down low, but he lets Mobius know, Renslayer, that C-20 has died. She's gone. She's like, look, her mind was crazy. Her mind is on. She couldn't barely form words. And she died. She passed away. And that was because of Sylvie. You need to be careful. Sylvie's very dangerous. And then we cut to, again, my favorite planet, Borderlands planet, just falling apart. More impressive visuals. I love
And we find out who that is.
this thing, right? So, yeah, you got all these asteroids coming down. And then we finally get the scene. So we're like, yeah, it looks similar to the Black Widow thing that everybody thinks was Black Widow. And they're on the planet and he's talking with her about her life. No. It actually was Sylvie. She just got her hair cut like it, and I guess she took off her hooded cape thing, and she's got her little fight gear on. So it's not Black Widow, but Sylvie. And to be honest, I'm a little disappointed because, you know, the Black Widow film, I liked it very much, but it just reiterates how the timing on that movie was so wrong. I mean, it should have been a long time ago that it should have happened. I'm glad it happened, but it should have, it should have happened a long time ago before she died. Anyways, you know, as they're talking, you know, it's like, are we always destined to lose as Lokis and stuff? And it's like, no, we're survivors. We're destined to survive and stuff. And you know, these asteroids come down. It's so beautiful, like it's like destruction, but yet beautiful. Massive explosion. Here comes all the dirt pulling up, and eventually they're going to die. And they kind of hold hands and stuff. But the TVA saves them at the last minute because of the hand holding and them kind of looking at each other. Something's going on. The chemistry is making that line go straight up instead of deviation in some weird way. So they're like, this, we've never seen this before. And they're able to tell where they are, and they rescue them. So they put them in chains and handcuffs. Sylvie's got like six people guarding her, and Loki's only got 2, and he's like, "This is an insult."
Should have as many guards.
Why do I not have as many guards? Anyways, so Loki just being funny, and he tells Mobius at this point that, you know, the TVA is lying to him. I wish he would have went into more detail right there, but you know, that's enough. You got to get a little nugget. Plant that seed, and he's like, "You're just, you know." Another lie, very good one. Throws him into a red door. And it's like, no, I've not seen a red door before. Is he letting him escape? Is he putting him, is he, you know, pruning him? What's going on? And it turns out that he falls into Asgard. And here comes Civ. So we get a Civ cameo that we haven't seen, where she been at, kind of thing.
She got her own TV show, so.
What?
That actress got a TV show, so she kind of disappeared.
Gotcha. Well, she makes a comeback with this and kicks him in the nuts. Over.
And over.
And over. And over. And at first I thought it had something to do with him fucking playing tricks on Thor. But later on it's revealed that...
It's part of the classic Loki mythology.
Yeah,
he cuts her hair off.
He cuts her hair off.
I think she like almost kills him for doing it. Not just kicking him in the balls, but...
Yeah. Oh, I didn't know that. It's an actual story, yeah. So while that's going on, he's like kind of letting Loki marinate in that softening torture thing. Mobius goes to Renslayer and he's like, let me talk to the Sylvie because I think I can play them both and get information. And she's like, absolutely not. No. She's too dangerous, and he's like, but we've brought in frost giants, like the craziest things you've ever seen.
Specifically mentioned Kree, Titans, and vampires. And so we've got Blade coming up, and so like Marvel does so well tying everything together. And this
That's
episode,
because I think they got a script doctor. Remember our shows and our corrections? Script doctors.
Yeah.
I think they got somebody going through things, dropping these little nuggets into the script, because I don't think the individual writers of each show can be that aware, or maybe they are.
There's a Kevin Feige at the top
Kevin
who is
Feige, all right.
organizing all of these things. And it's probably him and a team of very good people organizing everything. Now, I've spent a lot of time watching some horrible DC shit recently. And they need a Kevin to tie everything together and make sure that there's cohesion, everything makes sense. And this show just shows how well Marvel is doing tying everything together. We're tying this show in with Ant-Man. We're tying this show in with Doctor Strange.
Feels like
all
a
of
comic,
these things.
You know?
It feels
And
great.
Comics do that, and here we are. I mean, this is fucking fantastic. Marvel knows that WB Superman Superman is owned by WB and is never treated right. Joe, I read a story. I was going to bring this up on some other show, but I'll do it right here. Read a story that WB wants Supergirl to fight Superman.
Yep. They're both evil. Because,
it's like you
we can't find
you don't
anyone
understand
that's powerful
Supergirl.
enough.
You don't understand
There's
Superman.
plenty.
Whatever. Anyways, so Mobius is not allowed to speak with Sylvie, and he finds that kind of odd. Something's going on here. Maybe, Loki's onto something. So he goes and talks to Loki. Now, it's a little plot holy, just a tiny bit, that she doesn't realize that if she goes to talk to Loki, that Sylvie could have shared information with Loki, and Loki could tell that same information too. But whatever, she says, go talk to your little Loki. It's like kind of brushes him off. And so as he's interrogating, pulls him out of that chamber. He's nice and marinated now to speak. And to be honest, and as he's interrogating him, he realizes, oh my God, you like her. You like each other. That is the most vain, arrogant, or vain.
Like I said, only Loki likes himself.
Totally into himself, which is a variant of him, whatever. But in this thing, she's kind of her own thing with Sylvie. So anyways, but it's still weird. And he's like, this is weird. And he tells, but at this point is when Loki then tells Mobius that he was a variant and the timekeepers are lying and they captured people, in their lives to bring them here. And, kind of gets to him a little bit more, but he's like, oh, whatever, that's, And all this stuff with C20 and the Renslayer, Mobius is starting to put together some of these pieces and maybe believe him. At the same time, we see Mobius having a crisis. We see B-15 having a crisis herself. And I was like, why is she having a crisis?
Well, because Sylvie was in her mind, playing around in her mind too, showing her own memories and all these other things. And so
I remembered back at the Walmart or whatever.
The store, yeah.
She was one of the first ones to get the enchantment, and so she's kind of having a crisis of conscience, remembering things. So she, barges in, finds a way to get in, and talks to Sylvie, and then uses a unit to go back to that Walmart Rocks card or whatever it's called. And she asked Sylvie to show her previous life, and there's no tricks and stuff. And so she realizes that she was happy, and then she's like, what do we do now? So she's now on the team, Sylvie. So I thought that was pretty cool. I was like, okay, they're really featuring this B-15 soldier a lot. Is that going to go somewhere, or is she just a badass for the TVA? It went somewhere. The actress gets to kind of do her thing here. So, and then they're doing this little celebration, Renslayer and Mobius, and as they're doing that.
They finally caught both of them, and so it's case closed.
Case closed, drinking, but again, Mobius is
Trying
sensing...
to pry.
Yeah, sensing some wrong things. So he steals the unit, and later on goes to the library, and a little too, because I just would have went to the library and this is mine, it's my whatever. But anyways, he opens up her unit because he steals Renslayer's unit, and on it sees that C20 is in fact dead. The fucking TVA killed her or whatever, and then there's a little file in there where she's telling people we are variants, and she's actually talking. She can form sentences, and Renslayer is there on the video. He notices her. So at this point, he realizes she lied to me, and Loki is, right. So at that point, Mobius goes, breaks out Loki. Great little scene here of kind of the little friendship, and there's I gotta trust two Lokis over my entire, upbringing and job and all this other stuff. But it's like, no, trust the word of a friend. And I believe that there is a friendship between Mobius and and Loki. And then, but Renslayer is immediately there waiting for him. She figured out that he took her unit. And so I was like, fuck, man. She immediately prunes motherfucking Owen Wilson. I was like, no.
That's pretty sad for this one because I thought he was at least going to be like,
Yeah.
oh, it's going to be like that? Wow.
Wow.
Or something before he's gone. But no, he didn't
as
do
they're
anything.
talking, she's like, oh, we completed the mission. Mobius, what would you do? Where would you go? And he's like, I don't know. But in this moment, he's like, I know where I would go.
My past
I'd go to
life.
my past life.
Jet ski.
Get on that jet ski. And right, boom, he gets pruned. And I was like, no. I was like, I don't want to watch no more. I'm done.
We riot.
We riot.
We said if there was no jet ski, we riot. So it's
no
riot time.
jet ski.
No
we
jet
riot.
ski, no wow.
jet ski. No wow. We riot. But we'll get to it a little at the end. And then but they take Loki and they take Sylvie to the timekeepers. And it's like, well, why? As they're going into the elevator, she's like, tell me, Renslayer, why you pulled me from my timeline. Like,
what was I going to do?
What was that? Yeah. And she's like, I don't remember.
Straight up lying to her just to be an asshole.
Yeah.
Loved that. That was so well done.
That shows you, again, Renslayer knows more. She's a part of this. She may be in charge. She may be adjacent to the person who's in charge, which is what I think is most likely. We'll talk about that in the comics. But we finally get to the timekeepers, and and we had to turn
Smile
on
and nod.
But it didn't matter.
It was terrible. Like you spent all of this time and money.
Too
and
much voice effect.
Yeah, this show is amazing. Whoever watched that and goes, yeah, this will pass. Fuck
No.
off. No.
Look, I already am hard of hearing a little bit, and I constantly have to say what. And this was like, excuse me? I know they just talking shit, right?
Yeah.
And they just, and ultimately it didn't matter because B-15 shows up right when they're about to be pruned. And Sylvie's like, y'all are just scared of me, and you just want to bring me up here to gloat. This is weird. This doesn't make any sense. B-15 shows up, throws the sword. They start fighting everybody. B-15 goes down. I thought she got pruned because she disappears the entire time. But
on
no,
the
we
floor.
rewatched it. She just like kind of falls in the smoke and then slowly crawls out of the scene. And then and they realize as they win the fight that the timekeeper, because she slashes the head with the sword, and their little, I could see immediately there was a little sparks and explosion. And I was like,
Wizard of
they're
Oz,
fucking
shit.
robots. Yeah, exactly, Wizard of Oz. So the timekeepers were basically fake androids, and they're like, what the fuck is going on here? So who is in charge of the TVA? Dun, dun, dun. And they knocked out Renslayer in the fight. And as they're doing this, Loki's like, it doesn't, don't worry, we'll figure this out together. But I want to tell you something. And he can't get it out
Not
because
used
he's
to
never.
this.
I guess he's supposed to say I love you or I like you
I
a
care
lot.
about
I care
you or
about
something.
you. It's more than care, I think,
Yeah.
but I don't know. We haven't really kind of got there yet, and I'm not sure if it's quite earned yet, but it makes sense
It's
because it's a
getting there,
Loki. It's
yeah,
getting
yeah.
there. It's getting there. So we'll see in the next 2 episodes. But before he is able to do that, another huge shocker. He gets fucking pruned, and you're like, what the fuck? No, I need a
No.
Loki. I need
Yeah.
that Loki. Tom Hiddleston. I don't need this Loki. Don't want Sylvie. And then in that instant, almost the instant where he dies, I'm like, none of these are dying. Because I thought Mobius was a risk to kill off and not get a payoff. And I was going to talk about that. I was like, there's no way he doesn't have a happy ending. Or we riot. And then so I realized they're probably, because everything is fake, in a sense, they're probably being moved to a prison or a different dimension or something. Now, the question is, why? Because it would be much more effective to kill them.
Yeah.
So I have no idea whether whoever's in charge here is trying not to cause too much commotion. Maybe they're hiding from another force or whatever. But after Loki seemingly gets pruned and dies, Sylvie gets the upper hand on Renslayer and was about to kill her, but then says, nope, you need to tell me everything. Smash the credits. Perfect ending. Kind of, frustrating because you want it to keep going, but it keeps you wanting more. But that's not it. What happens at the end?
The next scene, we get Loki waking up, and he sees old Loki, the little kid Loki, and a
Bunch of different Lokis.
Yeah, and the
Version Loki.
alligator.
They're in New York.
The alligator
There's
Loki's the best.
The alligator Loki, I missed that one. I
You
was,
didn't see
I
it?
thought I was looking at the pig Loki.
No.
Wasn't there a pig Loki? Or was that the alligator that I was
There's
thinking
like an
of?
alligator with
There's
the
a kid
little-
Loki, alligator Loki,
headset,
traditional,
or
yeah,
the
that-
thing, and I was thinking,
old
well,
man
if
Loki.
that is a Loki in that universe, the alligator or pig or whatever alligator, I was like, I
retirement
wonder
home
what.
Loki.
So there's a timeline where all the heroes and people are animals.
Didn't-
I was like, what is Thor?
He got turned
And-
into a frog, right? But I thought it was magic.
What are you talking about?
Isn't there like a never mind. There's a lot of weird.
Okay,
comics.
well, so I was thinking about who would be who. I know Spider-Man would be a pig,
Yeah.
Spider Pig, but who what would Thor be and stuff like that. So I was just brainstorming
boar.
that. That was cool. A boar.
Boar.
Okay. Yeah, man.
So just more mystery. We're like,
Yeah.
what is going on here?
Like a lion or something like that. Anyways, super cool. And what do they say to him? Actually, is like, "Am I dead?" And they're like, "No,
You will
but
be soon
will
if you
be
don't come with us.
If you don't come with us." Okay, so they've got a plan.
Come with
and-
me if you want to live.
Yeah. So, but we only have 2 episodes left, and we still haven't seen the vote
sad.
Loki thing. There was Loki's kind of in charge of all these people, and then
Maybe
they
that
all
was
they all
cut?
put the swords to him, and he's like,
I
"What?
don't know if that was cut or what, but yeah, I remember
I don't
that
know what's
scene.
going on."
These last 2 episodes better be an hour and a half
They're
long.
gonna be,
Yeah.
they're gonna be crazy. They're gonna be fucking crazy. And so let's go to final verdicts.
Final verdict for me is gonna be a high 9. Even though there wasn't a lot of action, there was a lot of information.
Oh, yeah.
This is a great way to set up these next 2 episodes
Uh-huh.
because you get so much information, so much intrigue, and the chemistry between everyone is great.
Mm-hmm.
And it got me in the feels with Mobius. I was like, oh no,
No.
it's so sad. But then
Yeah, because you
the
actually give a shit.
timekeepers, I was like, wait, who is behind
Well,
this?
so I like some of the pictures we've seen where if Loki wakes up and there's a bunch of versions of Loki, does Owen Wilson wake up and there's just a bunch of versions of Owen Wilson? So like
Yes.
Hansel from Zoolander is there,
Nice.
and they all just wake up and
I
goes,
never thought of
wow,
that.
they all wow at each other.
From Cars. But yeah, I really enjoyed this one. 9 for me.
Cool. Alex.
Yeah, I'm up there. I mean, this could easily go into 10 territory if we.
Yeah.
If it depends on how it finishes. Man, it's so hard to judge the TV shows with not because we don't actually get some of the resolution that I want story wise. But I think 9 or 10. Like this is really good. There were some parts that I had some issues with, but they're trying to speed everything up because they don't have the full time to develop this like you would in a movie. But I think I'll forgive them that. I think actually I'll go 10. I think that I will lower it to a 9 if they don't give me all the answers that I want about how things work. But yeah, I'm gonna go with 10.
Yeah, I am also wavering between those two. Thought it was very excellently paced, great performances, great visuals. I get My Little Planet, but then I get the TVA stuff. I get the Timekeepers reveal. I get basically everything is set in motion. I'm play it safe and go 9 out of 10. I'm hoping that these next 2 episodes really hammer it home. I think, after a reveal like this, episode 5 is probably going to be getting a little bit more answers and then setting up the final conflict of episode 6. I don't think it's
Showing
too
Mobius.
climactic.
Do you think
things.
we get a Kang? So like
Yeah,
that's
so that's the big theory, right?
yeah.
So let's talk about that.
So Kang, I mean, I didn't know that Kang's girlfriend was Ravonna. I'm not that deep into
I
the
don't
comic.
even know who the fuck Kang is.
Oh, okay.
Explain who the fuck Kang is for people like...
It's like a descendant. Look, I don't remember. I think it's a descendant of Reed Richards, like way down the line, and it's like a time
just look at
traveling,
him as a time-traveling villain.
traveling person that's in charge. Like he's got technology from way the hell in the future, and he knows a bunch of stuff. And then apparently Ravonna's
And he
his
is
girlfriend.
actually cast already.
And he's already cast for the Ant-Man movie.
In the Ant-Man movie, he will be showing up. And go ahead.
So if that's the case, then this show will lead directly into Ant-Man, and then it makes sense and everything
connects.
connects, and it's
it
cohesive, and it's like, Holy
Now
shit,
let
DC,
me,
you should watch
because I
this.
did dig up some comic lore. Renslayer. Who is Renslayer? And in the comics, who is Renslayer? Well, she's got lots of different variations on her character. She's royalty. She's got time suits and projections. At one point, she even was Kang, projected herself as Kang. But in one of them, she's actually Kang's lover. Kang wants to win her heart and stuff like that, and so she has connections to Kang. So Kang, everybody's saying Kang. And then there's theories floating out there. Where is the TVA? You see all those buildings and shit. In fact, we use it as the background for the show, and this could act and where you could transport between the realms where an area the Infinity Stones don't work. In order to get the Infinity Stones not to work, you have to take it out of the realm and go to a different realm. And the quantum realm is a different realm that we've seen in Ant-Man. So the stones wouldn't work when you're going into that little quantum realm. So maybe that could be that the TVA is actually super tiny and in this realm. And then Kang has something to do with it, and he left Renslayer in charge. And so this is the major theory that I am now selecting. Now, we were wrong with our previous theory and WandaVision with, what do you mean, make it so? Is that a Picard reference? And with WandaVision, we thought, what was it?
Mephisto.
Mephisto.
That was completely
We
wrong.
wanted it, but I mean, it's not like...
Yeah.
I don't like
But
that
no,
theory.
we predicted that shit wouldn't work because of China.
Yeah.
Right? But other people were on the Mephisto thing.
And they never let
bandwagon,
go.
And they never let go.
Like those people, like if you are buying into your own theories and then you hate everything that is not your own theory, you need to grow the fuck up.
Yeah, especially, and I don't understand.
Hate in the internet, I can just see, Alex, you shut the fuck up. Yeah, fuck off.
So that's our current theory for what's going on. Will we maybe see a Kang reveal? I think maybe they'll keep him in the shadows, maybe in episode 6, and then reveal him, and then he's like, oh, okay, the Loki's fuck up his plan here, and he kind of reveals sort of like what we've seen with Thanos in Avengers. And so people are saying Kang is going to be the next Thanos, that all the Avengers will have to reassemble and fight a big bad, and he will be the next big bad instead of Thanos. So we'll see where that goes. Planting the seeds, maybe. If it's not that, if it's not Kang, how do you think it'll conclude?
Man.
Okay, I have a idea. Maybe it will be Renslayer. Renslayer is the one in fucking charge of everything. She doesn't really have a connection to Kang, and she because they're like, who's in charge now? And it turns out the person on the ground over there has been in charge the whole time.
Well, Renslayer could just be Kang, and then they're the same person.
No, another male actor has already been cast.
But if we're talking about like shape-shifting and holograms and things like that, then...
True.
There's too many variants in the... Right?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I don't know. It's going to be interesting. So there has to be Kang. It has to be Kang. Okay.
Well, once again,
My boys think it has to
MCU
be
is
Kang.
doing it right.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we'll do it. We'll see. We'll see it done right. We're counting on you, Marvel. And thank y'all so much for watching. If you want to support these episodes, join the Mobile Infantry now.
Check it out.
Yep. Thank you guys so much, and we will see you on the next AngryJoe show. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.